Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for clicking on my first YouTube video. Today, what I'm going to be talking about is the books that I plan to read for the months of May and months of June. They're right here. And then I also have my Kindle. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. And please subscribe and like and leave a comment below on what I should be covering in any of the other videos, and I'd love to read them. Okay, so our first book today is The Reader by Bernhard Schlink. This book is about a young boy named Michael and an older woman named Hannah. So Michael, one day he's on his way home from school, he gets sickly and he passes out, and when he awakes he's in Hannah's home. Hannah takes care of him, sends him on his way. Michael can't stop thinking about her, so he's trying to find her. They end up becoming lovers, and she kind of gives him love and affection, and he kind of ignores him, and it's like this back and forth. Then he never sees her again as she seemingly disappears, and when he does see her again, he is now a young lost student, and he's actually visiting this trial that she's on for murder, but she refuses to defend herself, and that is when Michael realizes that it's possible that what she's hiding is a secret that is a lot deeper than the murder she caused. I did try reading this, I believe last year. I was enjoying it, but I'm very much a mood reader, so I kind of had to take a break from that because it's just not the mood I was in. So the next book I want to read is Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. This book takes place in 1950s in a men's club. This is a gay men's club, and our main character has a journey discovering his desires as well as the morals that, you know, society have sort of put on him. It's about discovering your identity, your sexuality, finally giving into that. It's, you know, there's like death and passion, and there's just a lot in this novel that I'm very excited to, you know, unpack. I do have a few friends that recommend this to me. James Baldwin has really good writing. He has a lot of other amazing novels that are sitting in my TBR that I do hope to read one day. Depending on how this novel goes, and if it propels me into that mood of, oh my god, I love James Baldwin, then as I usually do, I will just go into this like binge obsession with his novels. Next book I'm going to talk about is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. And I do find that like a lot of his novels talk about God, religion, existence, what comes after, things like that. And although I'm not deeply religious myself or anything like that, I do enjoy reading in that perspective and seeing somebody else speak about it. And, you know, it is really entertaining to sort of read about the afterlife and see everyone and every author's different opinion about it. This book is about Eddie. He is 83 years old. He is a war veteran, and he works in an amusement park repairing rides. This actually is seems to be like some sort of family thing that was passed down. His father used to do the exact same thing. Now Eddie is not happy at his job. He actually ends up dying due to a tragic accident trying to save someone else while he's at work. And from then on, you know, he's in the afterlife and he meets 5 people and they all teach him different things. And Eddie, from the very kind of the first part of the novel that I did read, he is based off his uncle, and that's sort of what inspires this book for him. And I do love that he takes a lot of inspiration from people in his life that are important to him. I do think he's a great writer. And I just love how short his stories are, yet they touch on a lot of different things. The second last novel, physical novel, that I'm going to talk about today is The Man Who Fell to Earth by Walter Tevis. Walter Tevis, if you didn't know, is the author of The Queen's Gambit. The main character of this book, he comes seemingly out of nowhere and he shows up into this town. He possesses some sort of like scientific knowledge which propels him to basically create this kind of society and everything like that, and just do a lot of things rapidly, and people kind of start to recognize that he's not the same as them, like he's very different and he comes from somewhere else. So the novel, he's really trying to, I guess, keep people from discovering who he is and trying not to be abandoned by everybody and continuing to, you know, work on what he came to do on Earth, I guess. The final book that I want to read for the following months is Autonomy by Victoria Hetherington. So this book covers a woman named Jenny who's a lead developer in a lab, and after discovering some sort of conscious being that they created, she decides to raise him and name him Julian Slatin. She is a therapist at a university, I believe. She gets framed by a student for hosting an illegal abortion. And basically when she follows the student to Canada, she gets detained at the border, and that's where she meets Julian. And after the interview of why she's going to Canada and everything like that, her and Julian get along really well, and they end up talking about, you know, what is to live, what is love, all of those things. At the same time, there's some sort of pandemic going on, and it's up to Julian to try and help Zlatan. I did go on Goodreads at the time before I bought it, and the reviews at the time weren't too bad. I do love like dystopian AI novels. Hence the man who fell to earth. That cover of that is giving me kind of like alien AI vibe. Okay, and now for the Kindle, I do have 3 books on my Kindle right now that I do want to read. That is Red River 7 by AJ Ryan. Sorry, I had to just double check. My friend read this, she really loved it and recommended it to me. She said it's more like a horror comedy. It covers people who wake up they were unconscious and they wake up on a boat in the middle of the sea. And our main guy, Huxley or something I believe his name is, he's trying to figure out how the heck he got on this boat. And when he looks to his right, he sees a man who is dead, and he's just trying to figure out who the heck he is and who the heck this man is, if there's anyone else on the boat, and why he's on a boat in the middle of the ocean. They start to see these like illusions and stuff from the water, and it is like their deepest, darkest nightmares or something like that. I have never read anything from AJ Ryan. I honestly don't even know if there's anything else out. But this one sounded really cool, and it was a wreck. So anyways, on to the next 2 novels. So recently I started reading Anthony Horowitz. The one that I'm reading by him is called The Word is Murder. Right now it's 5 books. I bought the 3rd one called The Line to Kill. Yes. And there's obviously 3 more. So on my Kindle I have The Sentence is Death, which is the 2nd one, and The Twist of a Knife, which is the 4th one. So I did read the 3rd one first, and then I read the 1st one, and then after that I really enjoyed them, so I got number 2 and number 4. I believe the last one is called Close to Death, and that one literally just came out. I didn't really read too much about that one because I want to get caught up to the first 4 before I get into his recent novel. Basically, like, you are reading a book that the author Anthony is writing because he's actually trying to solve these murders. It's written so that it almost feels real. And then he has a detective that follows him along, and his name is Hawthorne. More about them and solving these murders. And then he comes up with these titles. I recommend reading them in order if you don't want anything spoiled, and if you really want to kind of put yourself into the story. I did not read them in order, but from now on I will be. So I'll let you guys know how those goes. I really love the other 2. I literally read them in one weekend, both of them, because they were just really fun to read. So those were my Kindle reads. And those were all of my physical reads for, you know, May and June. Like I said, I do hope to read them. I feel like I'm being a little bit ambitious, but who knows? I do find that I read a lot more in the summer, and I do notice that a lot of people feel that way. So it's quite possible that I will be able to finish it. But if not, I'm a deep failure, and I understand. Thank you so much for your support, like I said, for clicking on my first video. Sorry about, again, the light issues and the audio. That will get fixed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!